Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here from Lanier Speedway. It is time for the North American iRacing League Championship race from Lanier. Like I just said, got a very special guest in the booth. We have never done this. I'm going to be honest. We've had guests plenty of times. We've never actually had the league owner join us in the booth. Not racing tonight. Brandon Roberts, the driver of the number 82 car, by the way, who runs in here, but he is the league owner, joining me in the booth for this championship race. Brandon, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Adam. It's nice to be here. I'm glad I can sit in the booth with you tonight and call this race. I'm a little disappointed I'm not in the car, but hey, I got booted out of the eliminations last week, so hey, what better chance to get in here and talk with you guys?
For sure. And guys, as you can tell, we do got a new studio we put up. You do see the pink in the background. We don't normally rock pink, but we are going to be rocking that all of September and October for breast cancer awareness. We're going to have that up, so that's pretty cool. Brandon, we got 4 guys going for this championship. You're not in it, unfortunately. I'm sure that you would rather be in it, of course. We come to a very tough racetrack. Like, this is not a easy racetrack. I mean, it's very short, very fast. Things happen here very quick. Talk about these 4 guys and what they're going to be dealing with tonight.
So, the way we do our league is we had almost like a Sweet 16 elimination playoffs this season. So we started with 16 drivers. That got eliminated down to 8 in round 2. And tonight we got Jason Warren, Kieran Church, Nicholas Olone, and Aaron Abendroth fighting it out for the win tonight to be the champion. So whoever places the highest, whether they're the winner of the race or not, whoever places the highest out of those 4 will be the winner of the championship. And, I went through the stats, and these guys deserve it.
Yeah.
They're very consistent with their numbers, and it's going to be a great race between these guys. And right now, it looks like Jason Warren's going to be probably the underdog here. He has not secured a win this season, but he has 6 top 5s, so he's going to be the one pushing hard to win this one tonight.
For sure. And Doug, give me just a second. We're having trouble getting my display set up, so give me just a second. Let me make sure my display's picking up. It's not picking up on my OBS. Bear with me for a minute.
While he's working on that, guys, if you want to jump in on Facebook and give us a like at North American iRacing League, we'd really love to support, build some fan base for these guys. These guys race every week. They've had a long season. I think this is race number 13 of the season. We're going to be starting up a new season next in about a week or 2, and I think the next season is 20-something races. So these guys would love the support and the viewership if you guys want to hop on over and give us a like on Facebook.
Yeah, for sure. Give me just a second. I'm still working on this. I just now noticed my display wasn't picking up. It's picking up my second monitor, not my first monitor, so I'm doing that. While we get ready to go qualifying, tell us a little bit about your league and how you got started.
So I'm like everybody else. I hopped onto iRacing during the COVID nonsense. I had heard about it a little bit. I've always wanted to race cars, but I was not able to when I was younger. So this was my opportunity to kind of get in there and get as close to it as I could. And, just like anybody else, you get kind of fed up with a lot of the official races. So we decided to start a league of guys who were looking to get better together with no attitudes, just have a good time. And it kind of started as a free league, all free content, and it kind of grew from there. And we started really focusing in on the short track action, because we all kind of fell in love with short tracks versus all the cup stuff. And here we are today. The group, I think the Facebook group has over 400 or 500 people in it. We got probably about 30 guys who solidly race every week. Everybody's real clean, has a good time. It's great attitudes.
And there we go. Now we got it working. Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to figure out why. I was like, why ain't my monitor picking up? And everything was working. It just wasn't there. So qualifying is underway right now. Sorry about the little confusion. Luckily, internet's stupid sometimes, but whatever. Anyway, Brendan, these guys going to be fast. 125 laps. Tires going to be a factor in your mind, yes or no?
Oh, yeah. If you've watched any of our races in the last few weeks, you've noticed that some guys are electing to not pit.
Yeah.
And it's actually benefiting some of these guys. They're able to take that lead and hold it off for the rest of the race. So tires will be a factor. Lanier kind of tears up that front right, and about 75 laps into this, you should start seeing some times falling off. But we'll see if tire strategy comes in here. Maybe some of these guys stay out and try to take that win on the first set of tires.
Let me ask you this, because I'm always curious when I bring guys in the booth to get, especially with you being a league owner, and not only that, you're a racer as well, let's be honest. I mean, that's why you're on here. These 4 guys racing for a championship. There's guys in here that want to win. They don't care about this championship. Do you race a little bit different when you're one of the guys racing for a championship? If you're one of the guys not racing for a championship, are you still going out there trying to compete like normal?
Yeah, I do. I'm a mid-pack guy. I've never been one of the strongest guys in the league. I've ended up winning 1 race by default.
You're still not bad.
So, yeah, and I know my place is about 5th through 10th in the position. So, but some of these guys, I'm sure we're going to see some of these guys that are not in contention give up the inside line to these guys that are in contention for the championship. And you got guys like Zach Wilson who kind of he's one of our strongest racers, and he got 5th in the last round, so he wasn't able to move on. I bet he's in a race hard because everybody's competitive. Everybody wants to win no matter what.
Yeah, that's one of the things that now I'm sure the guys in here are kind of a tight-knit bunch because we see them every week. They've raced with each other for a while now, but there are some guys that they don't like being around. They don't like being raced hard when they're not running for a championship. Me personally, I say go at it. If you haven't won a race, I mean, why would you not? Let's just be honest. So go have fun with it. I mean, you're not going to go out there and intentionally wreck anybody by any means or nothing like that. You're not willing to cost somebody a championship, but I mean, you're still out there racing. I mean, that's why these guys are here. Let's be honest. Yeah, qualifying is underway right now. Ryan Walters out on the track in that 0-3, coming to the start-finish line. Currently 9th right now, crossing the start-finish line, not picking up any time. There is a familiar name some of you guys may be aware as well. Joe Burchett. He is a driver from Danville, Virginia. Works with Peyton Sellers for the Sellers Racing. He is currently running 7th in qualifying. I think he's going to have a good night. I think I was talking to him pre-race, and he was asking me, he's like, he's never raced with some of these guys before, but he was like, how are these guys? I was like, they're good. Like, you're gonna have to figure something out if you want to go out there and compete, because I mean, guys like Jason Warren and all that stuff. And I am going to put something up on the screen right now, guys, that is going to show you the 4 championship drivers that are going for that championship here tonight. You will see them popping up right in just a minute, and there they are. There's your championship 4 here for the North American iRacing League. You guys also run a different series, correct?
Oh yeah. We run. We just started a kind of a mini series with Xfinity cars.
Right. It
started out as the Legacy Xfinity cars, but then we realized that for some reason iRacing has disabled your ability to change the gearing. So now we're running the new Xfinity cars, and then we run. We're about to finish up our SK Modified series. We finished up our Legacy Truck series, and next season we're bringing back the super late models because that's a fan favorite. We're going to have the Xfinities, and then we're going to do what's called the Hometown series, and it's going to start with street stocks for I think awesome. 8 weeks, and then it'll move on to late models because I'm a late model. I love late models, so I got to slip that in there somehow.
All right, guys, we're going to pop something up on the screen. This is a promotional video for these guys, and we'll get a little bit of context here in just a moment, so you guys enjoy.
Deep in the heart of Northeast Georgia lies the legendary short track of Lanier National Speedway. Opening its gates in 1982, it was the host of numerous short track racing events, including the NASCAR and Busch Grand National Series. And its pavement was stomped by future superstars such as Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon, Darrell Waltrip, and Kevin Harvick. Unfortunately, in 2011, its gates were closed, and full-time racing hasn't returned to the level of its yesteryears. But tonight, thanks to the resurrection efforts of iRacing, we bring you the North American iRacing League's Short Track Super Series season finale at this legendary track. fighting it out for the first.
Logan Surgeon now looking underneath Brandon Roberts, trying to take away the nice spot. Going to with ease. That's going to allow Jeffrey to look underneath.
There you go, guys. We'll get some context with that here in just a few moments. Brandon, actually the guy that's in the booth with us, that league owner, made that. So good to see that. And how about Aaron? He's going to be starting on the pole here tonight, trying to win this championship.
You know, Aaron and Nicholas came to us about halfway through the season, but they've been such strong drivers. It's amazing they ended up in the finals here, because I mean they missed probably at least half the races, and they've jumped in and just took control of this league as far as winning.
Wow, yeah, that's a really good. The green flag set to wave. It is out. We are racing here for championship night here from Lanier Speedway. The North American iRacing League underway. You see Aaron already taking that spot. There is a battle for P2 right now. Zachary Wilson. And this bottom line, do you expect the middle line to come in at all?
You know, we've got a couple guys that are really strong on the middle line. At this track in particular, in late models, they were comparing me to Ryan Newman because I was such a pain to pass.
You are a pain to pass, by the way. Oh, who is that?
You know, I'm not going to give it up. I'm not going to make it easy on them.
Yeah, hey, I don't blame you at all. I noticed that a couple weeks ago, like you was leading somebody, I forgot who it was, but they struggled for like 15 laps to get around you. It was funny. And I think I even mentioned it. I was like, yeah, he's very tough to pass.
Oh yeah. I like the middle line. You know, you get a good run off of it. You know, you got to slow down a little bit more when you're running that inside line, so you get a little less of a run when you're coming out if you can't, you know, flare it out to the wall. And that guy on that middle line, he's got that good run coming off, so it works out well.
You guys are looking at a driver you may or may not be familiar with. I'm sure you've heard of him. You've seen him get passed by the 22 of Kieran Church. But that is the 62 of Matthew Johnson. He is the broadcaster for Extreme TV, and actually a pretty good friend of mine. I've known him for a while now. He's always been a good guy to me. Never had an issue with him. And trying to show him some love. Hope he does well here tonight. We'll see how he does. But right now, Church is making some moves. He is actually trying to take away 7th right now using that low lane. It looks like he may take away this time.
You know, and Church is in the running, so, you know, he's always been good at coming from the back and making his way up front. I think he's made a couple wins that way. So he's somebody to watch tonight for sure. And I'm glad to see that Matthew Johnson jumped in. He is our broadcaster for 2 of our other series, and he told me he was going to start racing with us because he likes what he sees, and he's in there, and that's great.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Matthew. I mean, like I said, I've never had a problem. We've talked to him a few times. I'm a fan of a few broadcasters, but I think he does a pretty good job. So hopefully he does well here tonight. I mean, if not, at least, I mean, there's always one thing you can take from these races when you run them. You can always learn something by watching some of the other guys. Do you ever do that when you're in the car? Do you watch guys that's in front of you, maybe trying to pick up something that you haven't learned yet?
Oh, no doubt. I'll sometimes when I see that guys are running some serious times in practice when they're running on like their qual setup, I'll jump into their cockpit view and watch what line they're running, where they're accelerating, where they're braking, to try to get better. You know, I did that today. We were running a practice, and I jumped into practice with them earlier today, and Jason Warren was dropping some pretty serious times, and I jumped in there and watched him, and almost was able to beat his time, but you know, he's definitely a much better driver than I am, so I couldn't do it.
Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's still kind of new to iRacing. As you see the 10 and 93, 10 got a little loose. Actually, with the 69 Nicholas alone, getting a little loose on the apron. Let me ask you a question, another question, because I'm full of questions when it comes to short track racing, because I'm still learning really what short track racing is. I've done it for a few broadcasts now for about a year and really starting to fall in love with it. And I usually ask everybody this question, and it's always a different answer, so I want to get your answer as well. When it comes to this track in particular, what is the most important thing on the track? Is it the entry, the exit, the center? When you're racing a super late model, is there one thing you're looking for?
You know, what I've found to be the best thing for me is entering right. Because if you come in a little too, just a little bit too hot on Lanier, you end up pushing up in the middle, and it kind of screws you up the rest of the way out. So your entry on this track seems to be the most important part to me, at least.
I like the entry, actually. That's an answer we haven't really heard before. It does make a ton of sense. You mess up the entry, you ain't got to worry about your exit. As you also see the 13 right there. Unfortunately, that's Keith He is one lap down. He got lapped a moment ago. But one thing I have noticed about your guys in this series, as the 93 and Ken make a little bit of contact, good save there by Nicholas.
Oh, good save.
One thing I've noticed about your series, and that was a fantastic save, by the way. That's something Nicholas couldn't remember as well. But, oh, we got a yellow as Matthew Johnson, the 62 is around. See what happened here. Here's a replay. The 26 and 62 get together. It looked like it was kind of, Matthew coming down to 62, or 26 coming up at the
Looks
same
like
time.
Zach Wilson might have been involved in that too, because I saw him down on the front stretch sideways or
Actually,
facing
may
the other
be
direction.
right. Yeah, you may be right. Let's see. You see him right there. Looks like everything's good.
Nicholas Olone's got a little bit of damage on the front. I didn't notice him make any contact with him. It looked like him and I think the 93 got in some contact.
Pit road's going to be open, and I talked to a couple other drivers about this pit road here. This pit road's very difficult because this is such a short track. Can you even take 4 tires here without going like that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
every time you got to make that long. You got to go all the way around the track once you get in, and it takes forever to get around the track. And by the time you get in your pit box, they're almost all the way around the track by now. So if you pit, especially during green, you're going to be 2-3 laps down.
That's what I figured too. I mean, it would be a long way around. So you see the 13 get the lucky dog wave around. There he goes. He's happy to take that. I think it was the 13 anyway. Yes. So there you go. So anyway, of course tonight, championship night. We are coming to lap 25 this time. The 65. Aaron's still out front here from Lanier. Good to see him out front with Zachary Wilson right there in second.
And taking a look at the guys that are in contention right now, we got Aaron Abendroth leading the pack so far. I think he's led every single lap.
Yes, sir.
Jason Warren right behind. So those are the two to watch right now. They're going to be battling it out. But we got Nicholas and Kiernan back there in 6th and 7th. And like I said, Kiernan is known for coming from the back, and he's a super strong driver. I believe he works at a track in Phoenix, Arizona, if I'm correct. So, yeah. We got a lot of guys in the series that work at tracks and or race. I mean, we got Jeffrey Blotz. He races in Citrus County, Florida. Ryan Walters races modifieds in Florida. Got a bunch of guys that run cars for real.
I did not know that. That's one good thing about having you here. Like, you know these guys. How long have you been racing with a lot of these guys? I mean, is there guys you race with a lot longer than everybody else, or have they all y'all just all came together at once?
We all started probably about 5 months ago. The new ones to the league are Aaron Abendroth and Dustin Sluter and Nicholas Olin are probably the newest. But for the most part, almost everybody's run at least one season together. And, once you get running with the same guys, you get that camaraderie.
Right.
You kind of learn what to expect out, where they're going to.
So you see the wreck right there. That caution brings out the caution and brings that out. Let's see. Brandon, you still there?
Oh, yeah, I'm still here. I see there was Zach Wilson involved in that. I'm going to have to go watch his Twitch later on because he gets a little livid sometimes.
I bet. One thing, I was going to say this before the last caution came out, not this one, but the last one. One thing I've noticed about you guys that I've really come to respect is there is a ton of respect given in this league. And I don't know what it's like being up in the race channel. I'm sure it gets wild and, crazy at times. But, like, lap cars, most of the time they move out of the way from leaders. I've never seen that issue. I mean, I know it happens in every league from time to time, but it seems like, honestly, kind of like just a bunch of friends racing on Friday night. Like, that's what I get from the feel of your league.
Yeah, and that's exactly when I modeled this league.
Right.
That was number one rules: is have fun. You get in some of these races, official or hosted, and people start screaming and yelling at each other, and that's the number one rule. Is if you get to that point, just remember what rule one is: have a good time. We're out here to have a good time. If you got in the driver's chat during a race, you'd probably be laughing because half the time we're drinking beer and joking around with each other, and during cautions we're talking friendly trash to each other, and it's just. Nobody has a bad attitude. It's just everybody has become friends. We talk, not only on iRacing, but we talk every day on the phone or on a Facebook chat or whatnot, and it's just it's become almost like a family to us. I mean,
That's
everybody.
honestly the best thing to have.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys came from other leagues and jumped in here just for just to have fun and see how it is, and then they ended up staying because they enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
Oh, we got trouble.
Big wreck, yeah, early on. Not sure what happened here, but the caution not coming out. Lots of them crazy. Not sure what happened. Here's a look at that replay. Is Joe not doing the gear, or let's see.
Now I'm gonna while you're bringing up that replay, with our races in our league,
right.
Everything is iRacing controlled, all the wave rounds, all the cautions. However, tonight being that I'm in the broadcast booth, I'm able to do a little race control. And I don't know if you've noticed how much you've raced since the new update. It seems like they're not like iRacing is having a glitch with it when it comes to cautions. I've seen people sitting in the middle of the track. Yeah, so I'm going to throw that caution because those guys were sitting in the middle of the track.
Like literally at a track that only takes 13 seconds to get around. I mean, you know, it's not Talladega where it takes 50 seconds to go around. I mean,
exactly. They would have been, before those guys even got back in first gear, those guys are going to be coming around turn 4.
Yeah, it looks like wheel spin from what I've seen. That's interesting. I don't know. That's pretty interesting on that. But either way, caution comes out. No biggie. One thing you guys are going to learn about this series is something I've learned if you haven't watched. These guys get cautions, not a ton. So if there's a caution, it's usually a big thing when it happens. Because we've seen these things go green for a long time, especially with these guys. Also, guys, if you do not remember, I posted earlier or the other day that we are starting a Driver of the Week program. TRN, myself, Derek Pemberton, will be judging who we think could be Driver of the Week. We'll be talking to each other who we think. Fans are allowed. If you're watching on the broadcast, you can comment who you think could be Driver of the Week. Every week that will be released Monday morning. Starting this Monday, we will release it. So that'll be cool to do. So yeah, just let us know. I mean, I think honestly, not to be biased towards you, I mean, whoever wins the championship in here, I think probably deserves it because it is a champion. But you never know. I mean, we've seen some good races this week, so let us know in the comments who you think could be Driver of the Week. Right now, Aaron might be the one that's getting that because he's looking good.
You're saying that, but look who's in second
Jason
now.
is up to second.
Jason's going to fight hard for that position.
We're ready to go.
I know Jason, he's so hard on himself, he's going to push as hard as he can to get up there and beat Aaron. I can tell you that right now.
A couple weeks ago, he didn't have a great race, and he was pretty hard on himself when he messaged me. I'm like, hey, dude, it happens, you know, like, you know. So,
we got trouble in turn 3.
Yeah, it does look like caution coming out. 93 around once again, and I think he's actually
unfortunate to see all these cautions tonight, but I mean, you know, like you said, most of our races go almost caution free, maybe 1, 2 max, but we're in the championship right now. Everybody is pushing as hard as they can.
I think this is the most we've had in like 7 races. I'll be honest.
I know, man. This has been a lot. You see, but you missed when we ran New Smyrna. It was pretty bad because that was the first round of the championship, and you had 16 drivers all fighting for the next 8 spots. And man, it was pretty rough in that one too. But I mean, you put a little pressure on them with a championship where they have to make that position to move on. And yeah, everybody's gonna be driving to the the wheels off these.
I gotta throw you under the bus and just put you on the spot. Who do you think's gonna win this championship?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I don't
honestly,
know if you could pick though.
I'm not gonna pick.
Right. And I don't blame you.
They're all 4 of them are super strong. I would say that Kiernan is the king of comebacks here. He's got a history of coming back from the back and winning a race. Aaron's a solid driver. He's won almost every race he's been with us, except for like last lap bump runs. Yeah.
That's true.
But I know Jason is. I know how Jason drives, and he's going to push himself to the absolute limit to get that position.
Yeah, if he gets out front, I feel like, not to be rude, he's going to be very tough to pass if he gets out front.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely going to. If he gets up front, I don't know if Aaron's going to be able to pass him. But Aaron's going to make it hard on him, so it's going to be a good race. Those 2 up front, and like I said, don't count out Kiernan in the back, and then Nicholas is sitting there, and I think 4th right now. and he could sneak up and take this this whole thing.
There you go.
And you never know. I mean, we're only
40.
we're only on lap 45.
Yeah.
We still got a long way to go.
Yeah,
Anything
so
can happen.
we got some people in the chat saying, "Come on, Dustin." Sluter sitting right there in third. I mean, hey, you never know. I mean, he's right there as well. So we'll see as the pace lights are off on the pace car. Get ready to come back to the green flag here on lap 46. As we wait, there goes the pace car down pit road. Green flag is out. Now these guys are allowed to go as soon as the pace car drops, correct? Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh, we got trouble. We got
Jason Warren involved.
Wow. Warren's collecting that. Nicholas Olone's collected in that. That's a rough one.
I think this may have been wheel spin again. Let's see.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so the way our league works is, you know, on the pace laps, it's going to be on green. After that, it's going to be on the leader.
Definitely wheel spin, either way. So, there you go. That lets you guys know you can't go. Jason's got a little bit of damage. It's honestly, I don't think that's going to affect that car too much. He'll be fine. One good thing about these short tracks, you can beat these cars up a little bit. Not much aero, I would guess, at a place like this. I guess in some tracks it'd matter, but a place like this, I don't think it'll be too big of a factor.
Nah, it shouldn't be. I mean, we've had some races where our cars are pretty damaged, and we just stay out. It's a short track.
Right.
You know, you put us on Iowa or something, it might make a difference.
Right.
But on like South Boston or Lanier, I don't think it's gonna make a bit of difference. Unless they got you know, structural damage in the suspension that's pulling them right or left, then they should be all right.
What was the biggest track you all ran this year? Was it Iowa?
Yeah, I think it was Iowa. And wasn't that your first race?
Was,
broadcasting
yes.
it?
I think we had 0 cautions.
I think
Or
there was
was it
one
one?
at the
Was it
very
one?
end. Yeah, I think it was one, and it was a green, white checkered at the end.
That's right, yeah. But I mean, hey, way to put on a show.
Hey, that's the way we roll. I mean, hell, we did that 125 laps at Martinsville, which is that's got to be one of the
impressive, by the
hardest
way.
track. And that was, I mean, 2 cautions at Martinsville. That's ridiculous.
I've literally had leagues, and it's been a long time ago, when I first started, had 19 cautions at Martinsville. And that was pretty brutal, I'm not going to lie. And when you have less than, you know, 5 cautions at Martinsville, even less than 10, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, we had 2 in 125 laps. That was unheard of, you know.
See,
But I mean, that's part of the camaraderie with our league. Everybody respects each other. We're not going to make any moves that makes it too hard on, you know.
Right.
We're not going to put ourselves in a position that's going to screw another driver.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Like, I know we've had a couple back-to-back cautions here, but, and you guys may know this for people watching, that's short track. I don't care. Like, show me a short track that don't have yellows. And especially when this much is on the line. How about Church? He's trying to take away third right now. That's a big move for him. You called it out. Maybe it's his time to start working forward.
He's known for it. He can wreck out at the beginning of the race, be at the very back, and somehow manage to make his way up front.
There you go. Taking away third place. Keenan Church third. Zachary Wilson still between them, but Aaron's still leading the way in that 65. And I think him having the benefit of that restart does tend to help guys. And I think that's a good thing to have as a leader. You should have a little bit of a benefit, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Now I just saw Jason Warren in the pits. That's kind of a that's got to be a heartbreaker for him. You know, he's in contention tonight. That might be what breaks the back on that one. If he had to pit and he goes laps down, which he's already looking at 2 laps down.
Yeah.
That's rough on him tonight.
Yeah, so maybe he's hoping. I hope he gets back out there. His car looks fine. I'm going to guess that he'll get back out there.
Yeah, you know, and you never know. It, like you said, it is a short track. It is a championship race. He's 3 laps down currently. You know, he might be able to get back out there and catch the lucky dog every time. Who knows? But he just went down 4 laps, so it's looking a little rough.
That's tough. Honestly, he definitely deserved to win the championship. Just like all other 3 of these guys, as you see Church taking away the 2nd place position. So here he goes. He's trying to run down.
Here he goes. You know, and look at that. He's already starting to close in the gap with Aaron there.
Yeah, I noticed. Our race leader right now caught behind this 13. That could really tighten the gap up here.
He's really good about getting out of the way if he is. But I mean, we were already seeing the gap between Kieran and Aaron closing.
Up quite a bit.
Kieran's good. He's gonna fight it out.
The last time by was a 10th and a half faster from 22. eye on that. If that does start to get closer, we'll definitely call it out.
All right, looks like Jason Warren's coming back out, but he's 8 laps down now. That's a shame.
Yeah, being so late in the race, I mean, you never know, but that's a long thing to overcome. That's tough.
Oh yeah, and I know he's been wanting it bad. He wants that win. He won a lot of our late model races.
Yeah.
He just has not been able to pull off a super late model race in the actual season. I think he got one in preseason, but you know, that's a heartbreaker for Jason. I know he was trying hard for that one.
Yes, and you see, unfortunately, Jason's going to be 8 laps down. You see it on our ticker. I see a battle for third as well between the 51 and the 93. Both side by side. Looks like Joe will be able to take that spot away. A little bit further back. Everybody kind of spaced out for the most part. A little bit further back.
Looks like Sean Bailey's having some trouble down at the bottom there. I want to give a special shout out to Jay Thaxter from Choice Inc. as well. He just messaged me. He and his family are actually watching this race on the big screen in their living room. So that's awesome.
I'll be honest. One of the coolest things I hear, because I've done this now for about 4.5 years in broadcasting, something like that, 4 years, something like that. One of the coolest things I ever heard or told to me is we got your broadcast on the big screen, the whole family's watching. That is one of the coolest things to think about as a broadcaster. Like, honestly, that is so cool. And I hope they're enjoying the race. I mean,
well, hopefully they're putting on a good show, you know, and you know, I'm a little biased to our league, so yeah, I'm gonna say, heck yeah, we're putting on a good show. Yeah. But you know, it's great to see that people are putting this on the TV. I mean, sim racing has come so far now. To where, oh, we got a caution.
We got a yellow as Ryan Walker has went around in the 03, and yeah, he just lost it out before. Yeah, and honestly, I felt like sim racing really rocketed even higher. Unfortunately, once all this COVID crap happened, which sucks for everybody, let's be honest, but I feel like sim racing really benefited from it. Like, man, it went through the roof in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah. Participation on iRacing is through the roof, which comes with its headaches as well. But you know, one thing that I say to a lot of people when I share the posts of the races is, hey, if you know, iRacing came through and sim racers came through when NASCAR had shut down for COVID, and now that NASCAR is back on, don't shut us off now. You know, we kept racing and sports on the TV for y'all, and hopefully, you know, it grew an actual fan base, because I mean, this is about as close as you're going to get to racing without going to the track or without watching NASCAR, and it's every night of the week.
Yeah, I mean, you could literally, there's broadcast. I mean, not even, you know, we broadcast every night, but there is literally broadcast every week. It does not matter. Whether it's us or somebody else, so pretty great.
Oh, all the time, and you know, and there's so many good leagues out there, and there's something for everybody. If you like short tracks, there's plenty of short track racing. If you like road racing, there's constantly road racing going on. There's dirt. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything for everybody, and it's every night of the week. So people, you know, and that's my goal for the league next season, is to try to get these guys a fan base who are actually tuning in to watching the races. You know, a lot of family is now starting to tune in. Friends are starting to tune in. And, you know, I mean, like right now I'm looking at the feed, and it's, you know, we got people watching right now live, and that's great. And that's my goal, is to get these guys a fan base where people are coming in there and commenting saying, hey, you go Jason, or go Kieran, and you know, that it makes me feel good that I've developed this, and it makes me feel good for those guys that they're developing a fan base.
We had a question asked, and it said, when is the registration for the new season?
All right, so the new season starts in the beginning of October. However, people have to run in our free-for-all racing league series first before they can run in the Nail series. So if they want to get in, they could join Free for All Racing League, the group on Facebook, and they could jump in the Hometown Series when it starts in October and run the street stocks and the late models with us. And basically, you got to go in there and prove that you have a good attitude, you're a clean racer, that you can get used to our racing style and get out there with us and not cause crashes all the time. And then you kind of get promoted up into the North American iRacing League, which is kind of our premier series, I guess you'd say.
I give you credit, because I'm not sure how many people's in the short track series total. And I got to give you credit, because to me, there is a limit of what you should have, how many people you should have, because there is a time where there's too many racers in a race, and you don't race. there's not enough racing goes on. Like, I know the field's not the biggest we've ever seen tonight, but 14 guys. But you will get better quality racing out of 14 guys any day of the week than you will 30.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially on these small tracks,
Yes.
you know. When you start seeing 26, 30 cars, I mean, heck, when you're on caution, you're coming around for green and you're catching up with the guys that are still lagging from behind. And it's just, you know, and then it ends up being a crash fest and you're under caution every lap, and that's no fun. You know, we want to see them race.
Yeah, not fun for the drivers, not fun for us to call, not fun for the people watching. Like, that's why I commend you on the drivers you got, because honestly, these drivers are great. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've broadcasted a lot of short track races. They're right there with the best of them, and they put on a good show for people watching.
And I appreciate that. You know, it took us a while to find the right guys, and we had a lot of people that jumped in, and they either couldn't hang or it was too intense for them. And you know, the core guys we have been great drivers, good friends for everybody, and it's been awesome. And you know, like you were saying, with too many cars on the track, one thing about our league is we actually cap most of the races at 16. So even if I have it set to have 24 people in the race, when they qualify, a lot of times I'll knock it down to 16 or 18 because you know, I don't want too many in there, because then it ends up being all cautions. You know, I mean, we've had an excessive amount of cautions tonight than we normally would. Yeah, but it is a tough race. Everybody's fighting hard.
And a very fast track.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, iRacing just did their update, so things have changed a little bit. I don't know how much anybody's noticed.
Some of the updates I wasn't a fan of. I like iRacing, I love it. Some of these updates.
You know, I'll tell you the ones that have aggravated me, because I've been on all week.
Right.
You know, I got the division championship in late model and super late model last season, and I decided I was gonna run late model this season. The brakes are screwy.
I've heard that.
Oh man, when you're trying to come into your pit box or something, it doesn't stop.
Push it to the floor. Yeah, it won't stop. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, and then the new tire model, the cars, you know, I expected the setups to be off, the setups I had from last season, but when I started getting my setups back where they needed to be, the times were off a lot. And I'm sitting there like, man, I know I was running a lot faster times last season. So I reached out to my buddy from Rocket Racing. I'm like, hey man, is this, are you seeing this too? And he goes, yeah, it's the new update. So it's not just me.
Yeah, one of the guys over at Rocket Racing made absolutely phenomenal sets. I forgot his name, but he is so good. Also, real quick, I want to give a shout out to some of your friends. I know that you're friends with a lot of police officers and stuff like that. Shout out to them, and we're praying for you. Hopefully everything works out soon. I know it's a hard time for them guys, so keep doing what you're doing. And we thank you.
A little known fact is we actually have at least 3 police officers in this race tonight. So
really, see, I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys that are law enforcement, fire, rescue, EMS, that kind of stuff.
You were a member of something like that too, right? Or are you still?
Yes, sir, I am.
That's awesome. So thank you very much too. Like, I know that's a tough thing
appreciate
right
it.
now, man, but keep doing what you're doing.
It is tough right now.
Oh, it's ridiculous. So, battle for second, as this is a good battle. These two guys have been side by side for a few laps prior to the caution. And once again, this helps Aaron, however. These two guys running side by side. I mean, Kieran really wants to get around that 60 or the 93, try to catch up to that 65 as quickly.
Yeah, that's Joe in there. His first race with us, and he's already up in second. He must be enjoying himself. But Kieran's looks like he might be able to take this and get up there.
For sure.
You know, like you said, battling side by side is going to slow you down, and that's going to let Aaron just walk away.
Exactly. One thing I can tell you about Joe, for people that don't know, because I've known him for a long time now, he works over at Peyton Sellers. He works on his race car up in Danville, Virginia. As right there, him and the 51 get together, hard contact into the wall, and that will bring out a yellow. But him and Peyton work together, and Peyton's one of the best drivers up in Virginia. So Joe's learned a lot in short track racing, and doing pretty good. And, well, head on to a wall ain't never good for you.
Yeah.
Right there, just a little overcorrection once you start getting turned. And that's one of the biggest things in any car. I don't care if it's this car, road, overcorrection is so easily done. You try to correct what is going to happen, and with this tire model, I mean, it just snaps right back to the right, and that's kind of what it looks like.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And for some reason, if you haven't noticed in iRacing, when somebody starts going around, it seems like somebody else starts going around. It's like your brain wants to follow them.
Yeah, I've ran into a wall, like right after somebody runs right into a wall in front of me, I'll do the same exact thing. So I mean, it's ridiculous. But we're going to basically have a short shootout here for pretty much the championship. This right here is what I think Aaron wants this. I mean, it just depends who wants it more, I guess. I mean, let's be honest. How many races has Aaron won this year?
Aaron has won 2 this year, and he has 2 top 5s.
Okay, and do you know how many churches won?
Kieran has won 4 races and has 3 top 5s.
There we go. So this should be a big win if Aaron's able to hold on. But Kieran's like, hey.
Oh yeah, and I believe Kieran, 2 of those wins were coming from the behind, like the very back.
Wow.
So
yeah, you said he's like
basically, this will be fun.
Does a great job of finishing these races out. So.
Oh yeah, and Kieran's a great guy. All the guys in this league are great guys. They're super nice, and but he's definitely one of our strongest drivers. He just, he's like the miracle man. He can get spun out and end up in the back and somehow be right up there up front again.
For sure. So there you go.
And he does it cleanly. That's the good thing. Like, we raced. I think it was last week. He and I were racing side by side for a long time because he got spun out, and he ended up being right up front again. It's just
One thing I got to give you credit for is these guys do not have the highest I ratings. So everybody, they got good I ratings, don't get me wrong, but they don't have the highest, like 7,000 and stuff like that. One thing, I'm not taking a shot at nobody. One thing I've noticed about these guys, they race each other a lot cleaner than some of the guys up in the upper of the splits do. Just saying, that's what I like seeing.
Yeah, and you know why? Because a lot of us really just care about the league. We don't care about the official stuff. I'm not going to say anything bad about high split people, but sometimes they get a little prima donna-ish. And,
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very
But,
much so.
I mean, we got guys in our league that all they do is run league races, and they probably would be 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 I-rating guys if they actually went in official, but they just don't care about official.
See, I'm the same way. I don't run official either.
Yeah, I did last season, and it was my first full season with iRacing, and I ended up getting 2 championships in a second. Now, albeit it was a low division, but my I-rating took a hit in many, many weeks.
But still, a championship's a championship, you know what I mean? It don't matter what it's in.
Exactly.
The race is going on right now a little bit for the lead, but we're watching a good battle a little bit further back in the field for 5th, 6th, 7th. Nicholas Olong actually just took away the 5th position. And as soon as I say that, Jeffrey Blokes goes around, caution flag waves. And that was a coming 18 of Sean Bailey. Unfortunately, Sean just came up off the bottom a little bit, and that's just not being able to hold the car on the bottom. That's how tough this place is to turn. That center here is so tough to rotate. I mean, I don't care.
Oh, yeah, especially if you come in just a little too hot. Yeah. This track in particular, you come in just a hair too hot, and your rotation is screwed.
I'd be curious to know what the tire wear is. I mean, I know we've had yellows, but I mean, compared to, some of our best times, the lap times have fallen off a little bit, so I'm sure the tires wear, pretty decent, I would say.
Oh yeah, that front right's probably down to like 60%.
I would guess so too, especially at a place like this. Also, for people that's watching it, it may look like they're going fast, and I promise it definitely feels like it when you're in the car. I've raced a super late model around here, and things happen here so quick. And when it does, you just can't avoid it. I mean, that's just being honest. Like, it's amazing how fast these things get around here.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Super late models are probably by far my favorite car in iRacing, and the drivability of these cars, once you get used to them, they brake amazing. The acceleration is amazing. These cars just, and when you're on these little short tracks like this, you are right inches off the bumper of somebody usually going into a turn, and you have to be on top of your game, going through all these turns. And they're just really fun cars to drive.
Yeah, the chance of you getting spaced out in these things without having a car near you is very slim to none. I've noticed that in previous races as well. So we are about to come back to the green flag here in just a moment. Pace lights are still on, but I believe we're going to go back green around lap 110. Let me ask you another question. We see cars like the 22 running a little bit higher line. Is that a thing, you think, trying to cool down the tires? Is that a big thing for him, maybe doing this, running a little bit higher where there's not as much heat?
It may be, but I know Kieran has been pretty busy with work a lot lately, and he has not been able to really refine
That's
down
right.
his setup.
Okay.
And I know in the last race I ran with him, he was not happy with the setup, and he still got like second or first.
Really?
So he's just that good. He makes best with what he has. I bet his rotation's a little off because his
Right.
front right's a little burnt up.
Yeah. Yeah, I just see the damage. You can see it right there.
But
pretty good.
but you can see he's closing in on Aaron there. It looks like Aaron's getting a run off the turn when he comes out of it, but Kieran's catching him on an entry. So this will be interesting.
There's about to be a battle for second. Nicholas O'Long. Just say it, he's there.
You know, it's nice to see that we have three contenders right there, first, second, and third. You know, these guys are going to be battling hard for 20 laps now to be the winner of the championship
Yeah,
this
and
year.
I'm sure if Jason wouldn't have had that problem, we've seen him up there, he would have been right there as well. So.
Oh yeah. And he shouldn't take it too hard on himself. He's one of the strongest drivers, one of the most respected drivers.
Yeah.
He's known in the official races. He's known in other leagues for being a strong driver. Ryko has recognized him. He just had a spell of bad luck tonight.
Ryko, Motorsports, right?
Yeah. I believe
setups,
that's who does
stuff
his
like that.
setups.
Okay. Yeah, they do a very good job. We did a broadcast the other day, and they was one of the sponsors of it, so that's pretty cool. Here we go.
Oh, and there you go. Nicholas Olone coming on the inside of Kiernan. Uh-oh. Wait, is Shannon Wilder up in there too? Oh,
Yes.
he is on the lead lap, so we got them battling out now too.
Yeah, and actually Shannon, pretty decent laps. I mean, like, you know, he's been strong. Like, he's kind of stayed out of trouble for the most part. We do get a yellow, like Logan Sturgeon, who I'm kind of surprised by him, to be completely honest. I thought he would be a pretty strong contender tonight. And you see right here, him and the 18 getting together. And there you go.
You know, if I had to make a prediction tonight, I'm going to say it's going to be Aaron. Aaron has been strong all night long. I think he's the only unscathed car tonight without a scratch on it. And that's because he's been the leader the whole time. But, correct. I mean, Nicholas Olone is now in second. He's creeping up there. You never know what's going to happen. But I don't know if Nicholas has it to keep up with Aaron. Aaron is just driving his heart out tonight.
Really wish the iRacer would add the 5-star bodies and stuff, you know, the updated chassis for these cars. That would be very amazing to have.
Oh, yeah. We were actually talking about that with the new update. We were hoping they would do that and put the 3 different body styles on there. They didn't do it.
That'd be so awesome. I mean, you kind of customize it now, but it still don't look the same, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, those new body styles on the 5 stars, they look great on both late model and super late model. You know, eventually iRacing is going to have to rescan them. Sure. But I think most of these cars are based off of Fury cars, if I'm correct. So that might be why they have not done so.
So, all right. I mean, I'm sure they could always get one, or like the late model, I'm sure they could scan from Junior Motorsports. I know they got the late models. I'm not sure about a super late. Has he got a super late program, Junior Motorsports? I can't remember.
That I don't know.
I'm not sure either. Anyway, pace lights are still on. We're going to have about I think this might actually be a 3-lap shootout. Don't hold me to that. No, it probably.
We might end up having a green-white checkered if the start goes the way it's been.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that makes things interesting, especially with the top 3 guys right there that's running for a championship. Literally right there.
Right there. That'll be an interesting run.
What do you do if you're the 22 here? I mean, you want to get to the bumper, I would guess, but at the same time, I don't know if you can.
I just don't know if he's by the line he's been running. I think he's having some problems with his tire wear. I don't know if he's got. Oh wait, I don't think he's got it. I think Nicholas has the only chance right now.
Yeah, for sure.
I hate to say that, but I mean Kieran's an excellent driver, but seeing him running that midline, I think he's having some issues with tire wear.
I would agree as well. Seems like he just struggles a little bit on the exit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, 3 laps to go. We are about to crown a champion here for the North American iRacing League. Right now, Aaron's still out front. He has led every single lap tonight. There's a reason why he's running for a championship. Nicholas O'Long trying to get up there as we are coming to the white flag. This time, white flag going to be out in the air.
Yeah, it looks like Nicholas went a little bit wide on that. I think he lost the momentum. He's going to need to try to get it. I think Aaron's got this.
They are wrecking a little bit further behind them. Final time, Aaron's going to become your champion of the North American iRacing League. Off turn 4, checker flag waves. There you go. Congratulations, Aaron, picking up a championship. And this is his first one in the series, correct?
Yeah. He came to this series and this league halfway through this particular season, and he's already a champion. I mean, he did an excellent job.
We're going to try to pull him in. You may have to pull him in for me. We'll try to talk to him in just a moment. As you see him right here, Jason Warren coming up, congratulating him as well. As the fireworks go off in the background, he is the champion. Big win. I believe it's now his third win of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me check here. Yeah, that's his third win. I'm gonna have to reach out to him immediately and get his ring size because I got to get that ordered one last night for trucks here.
Yeah, these guys do get a championship ring. I forgot to mention that, which is awesome. Of course, he gets a certificate as well for winning. Can we pull him in? I would, but I can't. It won't let me.
Let me see if I can pull him in.
All right. If not, we can move up there. It ain't no big deal. There we go. Aaron, it's Adam and Brandon up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, first off, congratulations, championship winner. You got a championship ring coming your way. How does that sound?
Sounds great to me.
I
Car was great tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Tell us about it, man. Basically, I mean, you took no prisoners, leading every single lap. It looked like it rotated really good. Talk us through your night.
Car was just, I can't say enough about the setup. That car was turning great every lap. And unfortunately, some cautions took out some of the people that might have had a chance of keeping up with me, but still, I'll take the win.
Talk us about driving this racetrack, man. It looked like, to me, what was the most important part of the race for you? Was it, we talked to Brandon about it. He said the entry looked like it was very important. Tell us a little bit about the way you drove this track tonight.
I don't know. It's get in slow. Your speed comes getting off the corner, I guess.
Right.
So it's just a matter of getting a smooth entry and getting through the corner so you can get off right.
For sure. Brandon, you got any questions? We got the champion in here. You know him better than I do.
Aaron, congratulations, man! You came to our league halfway through the season, managed to dominate a couple races, earn your way up to the championship playoffs, and now you are the champion. I got to get your ring size by tomorrow, so I can get that ordered for you, brother.
All right, sounds good. I'll see what I can do.
Hey, how was it holding off Nicholas there? He looked like he was starting to creep right on your bumper there. Was it pretty tough holding him off? He wanted it pretty bad.
Yeah, I was afraid he was going to try to run it really hard those last couple of laps. I knew once I got a couple laps in that I was pretty sure I could pull away from him, so it's just a matter of keeping him behind me for the first couple of laps.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
congratulations.
fantastic.
We hope you keep with us, and we'll see you next season.
I plan to be here, so we'll see you.
All right, any shout-outs you want to give out, bud?
Just 09 for that amazing setup.
Hey, good job, man.
Thanks.
Thanks, buddy. There you go. Finishing P1, he is your champion here this season. I think we're going to try to bring in second as well. Nicholas O'Long finishing P2 in the championship. He probably hates hearing me say that, by the way. But, Nicholas, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
P2, I know you wanted the championship, but honestly, considering where you was about the midway point of this race, you started working your way up a little bit later. You think that honestly was what really hurt you, or was it qualifying? Was it something else?
Just heated tempers and aggressive driving. I mean, all over the place. People that weren't racing for a championship are driving in way over their head and causing the people that are, grief.
Definitely understandable on that one. Talk about trying to get there, and it looked like you had a car that could definitely run with him, and you just ran out of lap times or out of laps. Do you feel like you had a car that definitely could have kept up with him?
Yeah, I had a car that kept up. I mean, Lanier is really, really hard to pass. It's trickier. It's you got to keep your momentum up and try and beat them down to the corner and hope they don't come down on you and spin and all that kind of good stuff. So.
For sure.
Hey, Nicholas, it's Brandon. Good job on the second place. We're glad to have you in the league. So, congratulate yourself for that one. It looked to me like you were creeping right up on his bumper there on the last couple laps, and it almost looked to me like you came out of turn 4 a little wide on the last lap, or I'm sorry, taking the white flag. Is that kind of where you lost the momentum? You're right about needing that momentum every single lap of this track.
Yeah, I mean, I just kept trying to keep it wide to keep my momentum up, and then just try and beat them down into the corner. You know, that was my whole strategy, the whole race, really. And to me, that's the fastest line. But just came up a little short.
For sure. Hey, man, any shout-outs you want to give out?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Brandon for putting on this league and everybody that's raced pretty clean, you know, throughout the season, and look forward to the next one.
Hey, for sure, buddy. Hey, good job. I know you wanted the championship, come up just short, but still a good job.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Congrats to Aaron again.
For sure.
All right, well, I'm going to bring in Kieran here, our third place.
Yes, sir. All right, we got Kieran Church in here as well. P3 tonight. Kieran, you got a copy? Oh, where'd he go? All right, well, it was fun talking to him. he left. Hey, I think he's
he closed out right when we were bringing him in.
He's like,
And I was hoping to bring in Jason too for just to get all the four of them. But Jason's closed out too. I think he had a rough night, and that's unfortunate. He's a great driver. He shouldn't be too hard on himself.
Yeah.
He's going to come back. I know him. He's going to come back next season and push even harder.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the guys not wanting to talk. I 100%, understand. It's a tough situation. Like, you want to win a championship. I mean, you raced all season. I'm not sure how many races was this season.
I think this was race 13 for this one for this series. But I mean, between all the series we run, plus our fun runs and everything, we probably ran, close to 100 races over the last 3 months, maybe 3-4 months.
Yeah, so that's a tough break, man. I mean, honestly, like you run that hard for that long. I mean, 13 weeks is still a lot. That's still a lot of racing, but for points, and like you're really focused. You think you have a chance, and unfortunately, you come up just short. You got to get your mind right and come back, because the new season starts in October. I mean, trust me, them guys. You look at them like they're definitely capable of winning a championship. All four of them guys easily could have won it.
Oh, absolutely. Every single one of them would deserve it if they won it. So, I can't say that either one of them deserved it more than the other, because all of them are equally as good. I know one thing is I can't beat them. So,
hey, I can't either, so I can't say nothing. Honestly, though, man, it was a good 5 weeks that I broadcasted. It was really fun. I really do enjoy your league. You do a good job with it. You work hard on it, it seems like, from what I've seen. Any other shout-outs or anything you want to give out before we get out of here for the night?
Yeah, I want to congratulate all the drivers that participated this season. Everybody did a great job. It's been an honor and a pleasure running with everybody. I hope to see everybody in the next season. Shout out to Choice Inc., who has sponsored some of our other series. Not this one, but Jay, who runs with us, Jay Thaxter, owns Choice Inc. at www.choiceinct.com. They've been excellent to us. Basically, just like I said, everybody in the league. There's a lot to running a league, a lot more than I ever expected, and it's been a handful on top of working probably 70 hours a week plus the home life. So it's been a challenge, but I try to do the best I can. Next season is going to be even better.
As my dogs decide to go crazy. That will be it, guys. Thank y'all for watching. Take care and God bless.